Hey guys, Jenny, welcome back to the Bookworms Buddy. It is time for my currently reading video. So, I was currently reading After by Anna Todd. My youngest daughter had read this book back in her senior year of high school, and she approached me a couple weeks back and said, "Hey Mom, you should try After by Anna Todd." And I'm like, I can do that. I read on my Kindle, plus I read, a physical book, so that shouldn't be a problem. So I got to 25% in that book, and I just could not do it. I feel like in these new adult romances, I feel like the man is always a brute and the female is just very weak. In this book, you have Hardin, who is this badass male protagonist. And then you've got Tessa, who is the female protagonist. Now, there were times when Tessa, she had some grit, she stood up and she, but she'd always fumble, always fall back on everything, and just practically triple herself to be near Hardin. And I can't do that. And it feels like all new adult romances, it seems like that is the trope. That is what's going on. And this is why I don't read a whole lot of romance books, because we're running into this. And I just couldn't do it. I wanted to strangle her, and instead of saying, "Oh, I know I should walk away," just literally walk away. Can we please just get a new adult romance author who writes a badass, tough as nails female protagonist? Can we just get that in just one time? If any of you out there knows of an author who writes new adult romance that writes kick-ass female characters, hit me up, because I would love to read one like that. It just seems like in the past, actually the whole beginning of the year, whenever I would pick up a romance, this is what was happening. Like, now I can't say that about Colleen Hoover's books, because, they seem to be pretty badass female protagonists, and there's also a story. It's not just this, "Oh, he's mean, oh, I can't help myself" trope. I feel like Colleen Hoover's got really good stories, backstories to tell, and I don't have an issue with her books. Her writing is fantastic. Her characters are always great, and I love reading her stuff. But I run across these new adult romances, and no, I couldn't do After. And I haven't told my daughter that yet. She told me she was afraid of what I was going to say and what I thought about it. If that's all the story is this back and forth bickering and just to do it all over again, just I can't help myself and go back into it, and just I can't do it. So I got 25% into that book and DNF'd it. That is my second DNF for the year, which is pretty good. That is a good record. So moving on from that, so then I picked up The Girl in the Mirror. This is by Rose Carlyle. In this book, you got two twins, the mirror twins. You got Summer and Iris. And mirror twins is just that the mirror twin is opposite everything of the first twin. And it's a real thing. Even like internal organs can be opposite the other one. So that's kind of interesting. Anyway, so you got Summer and Iris, and they have got a really crazy family dynamic. Like, it's crazy. Dad's well off, the whole family's well off, they got a lot of money. He divorces their mom and marries Francine, so that is split. Francine's got a daughter, Victoria, who's 8. The twins at the time of this were 14. Dad passes away. The crazy part of this is they read the will, and there's $100 million to the child who has the first heir. And I'm like, what parent does that? What father would do that to their family? Like, and he also said that it can't be split between, siblings. And so now you got this step side over here, and you're like, what if they get the $100 million? So that whole dynamic there was just craziness to me. That was just crazy. Also, so Summer, she's like, well, I'm not going to rush around and fake love just to get this $100 million. She does get Adam. They marry, but she never tells him about this $100 million. And they are extremely happy. She doesn't tell him about that until after they're married. Iris has a boyfriend. His name is Noah. And she comes right out and says, hey, listen, we get $100 million if we get married and have a child. So they married on the thought of that $100 million. And then you got little Victoria over here, who's 8, because the twins were 14, and Victoria's 8, and so Francine's just not happy. She doesn't have a chance. Da-da-da-da-da. Well, Summer and her husband were planning a year-long yacht trip. They have a yacht that the girls grew up on. It was their father's yacht. And when Adam first married Summer, he had his own child. I think mom died shortly after giving birth, or something happened, and Summer knew them though. But anyway, so his name is Tarquin. Tarquin gets sick, so Summer is going to continue on this yacht trip because they can't stay docked where they are while Adam stays with the child. So she's on this yacht with her sister, Iris, and she breaks it to Iris that she's pregnant. Now she tells Iris, you're not going to go without, Adam's well off, we'll take care of you, whatever. And Iris and Summer were pretty close. Iris was a little jealous, that Summer's relationship worked out and hers didn't, and that kind of stuff. So they plan this schedule of, Summer will man the boat till midnight, and then Iris will go from midnight to dawn because, Summer needs her sleep overnight and what have you. And they were always taught by their dad, someone is always awake, someone is always manning the boat. You don't just everybody crash and let the boat do it. You got to have somebody there. So that was instilled in their head. So, that was working. Well, they're out into the middle of the Indian Ocean, and Iris goes to bed, and Summer is going to wake her up at midnight. Well, Iris wakes up, and it's daylight coming through her portholes and stuff, and she's kind of shocked. She goes out there, there's no Summer anywhere. She's just there by herself. Now, what I've just told you is all in the synopsis of this book. So, I read the synopsis a few times to make sure that I'm not giving anything away. So here's Summer in the middle of the Indian Ocean. What is she what kind of temptation is going through her mind? So they're identical twins. I'm not going to tell you anything else that happens with that, but it does say in the synopsis that she does play the new Summer. So when she finally gets rescued or finally gets to shore or whatever, then she lets Adam know that she is Summer. And that's all I'm going to tell you. The beginning of this was kind of slow, and I realized that was all the setup. That was setting up your characters and this family dynamic and craziness. And it was a little bit slow. Now it has picked up for me. I am halfway through the book, and I want to finish this today. I'm not sure if I'll get this finished today, but it was really, really good. I'm really happy with it right now. I was a little concerned in the beginning, but now it's picked up. I guess it was probably about around about page between 70 and 80 before it, you know, really got going. But like I said, they had to like set everything up. You had to know about all these characters and what they're like and their backstory and all that. So that's what I'm currently reading, you guys. I couldn't finish After, but I'm enjoying The Girl in the Mirror. So I'm just rocking along on this one. What are you guys reading? Let me know what you're reading, and we'll talk about it. Thanks, guys, for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.